Welcome back to the channel, Python crew. For obvious reasons, I'm Josh, and this is Code with Josh. In last week's episode, I dove in and I showed you guys classes and object-oriented programming, but only the first step. In this episode, we're going to be talking about class inheritance. Inheritance. Money? No, not money. But it's the same general idea. Before I get into today's episode, if you're here to learn Python, smash that like button and subscribe, as I'm putting out weekly videos of Python content. And if you're looking for a handcrafted Python guide to get you started in your Python journey, in the link in the description, I have made you guys a free Python guide. Check it out and use it for your Python journey. Alright, so last week's episode, you learned about classes and objects, and a class is like a blueprint, and one class can have many different objects. Well, in this episode, we're looking at class inheritance. And if you think about this, class inheritance is the ultimate way to reuse your code. It allows you to take the attributes and properties of an existing class and use them in another class, while also building out its own unique methods and properties. Let's take a look at what I mean. Many times we need to transfer some properties and methods from one class to another class. That's this concept of inheritance. It's not about money, but it is about giving things to another class. Think of it like a family tree. You inherited properties from both your mom and your dad, and you brought those together, and that makes you. And that also makes you unique and special. That's inheritance. How can we use that here? Well, think about that. We have computers, and computers could act as the parent class or the superclass. And then we have a child class, MacBook, Windows, Linux. That's how this could work. Or another example is animals is a superclass, a parent class, and all the children, all the other animals come from that. They make up their own unique child class. All Ferraris are cars. All dogs are animals. All sofas are furniture. And all jeans are pants. These are really good examples that I've mapped out. If you think about it, the superclass in one of these examples is all jeans are pants. Pants could mean many different things for us. You could have jeans, trousers, khaki, shorts, you name it. But if one word describes them all, it's pants. That's the parent class. We have two types of inheritance that I'm going to show you guys here. The first one is the class is given new actions, but no new properties. If that's the case, then you do not need to create init. You can just use init from the parent class. If you have no new properties, you do not need init in the child class. Your child class will use the parent's init function. The other method is, well, you do have new properties as well as new methods. Anytime you have new properties, you need init within the child class. And you also need to activate the superclass, which I'll show you here in a bit. Here's the first route. You create a class and you can name it anything you want. Inside the parentheses, here is where you put the name of the class you want to inherit. And then you can go forward and create all the methods you want to create, just like you normally would. Remember, a method is a function in a class, and a property is a variable in a class. If you inherit a class, you can use all that class's properties as well as their methods. For the second path of inheritance, here is where we also create new properties. So we do the same thing. I create a class, give it a name, give it a superclass. Then I need to create my constructor function in it. The first parameters here, I need to put the same parameters that come from my superclass. Color coordination in this picture. Green is my superclass. Red is the child class. Take a look. you can see green, green, green. Wait, hold on, what's that? This is the super function. Super allows you to inherit all the properties and methods from the parent class. I want you to think about super as a way of activating or turning on the parent class. If I literally translated this for you, it would say, super, I want to initialize this parameter, right? So I want to activate this parameter from my super class. That's what that's saying. So all those parameters I can put here. And then any new properties you want to create would be followed by. You can then go forward and create that property, just like you did before. Okay, key takeaway. If you are creating new properties, use init as well as the super function to activate what you're trying to do. All right, I've broken that up into key components. If you remember the last episode, I gave you an example of a car class. Well, I want to carry on that example and I want to build a child class. Let's jump over into your local IDE. Mine is VS Code. So now that we're in VS Code, this is the same example you saw in the last episode of Code with Josh. If you haven't seen it, this is unfamiliar, head back and check it out. I have a parent class car, but if you think about it, there's a lot of cars out there. I could have an electric car, a sports car, a family car, right? There's varieties. Let's create a class for a specific variety. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to create one and say class electric. Now this is an electric car. It's still a car, but it's going to have its own unique property, a battery. Here it needs to inherit the superclass. So I'm going to put car. So that's inheriting everything from car. Now, this electric car has something unique, like I said, the battery size. So I need to create init here. Inside init, I'm going to put all the properties I first had inside the superclass. So make, model, year, and then I want a special one as well. I'm going to say battery size, if I can spell size. That means I just want to activate my superclass. So use the super function followed by init. Inside init, I'm going to put make, model, year. That basically activates everything from our superclass. Then I'm going to create one unique property for this class. That's going to be battery size, which is followed by. Okay, so I have a new class made, but no new methods yet. Let's create its own unique method as well. So I'm going to create a method, and I'm going to call this charger. Inside charger, it's going to take self, just like before, but then I'm also going to say battery amount. So you're going to enter how much battery do you currently have. If the battery amount is less than the battery size, then you could print off something like, I don't know, charging, ... and we could put in your model. Else, it's not less than that, so it's pretty much going to print do not charge. Simple as that. I have made a child class. Now that I have these two classes, I want to show you guys two examples. I'm going to create one object that only uses the car class, the parent. Then I will create another one that uses the new child class. Let's see what I can do with both of those. Jumping down here, let's create one just calling it truck. Okay, truck is just going to use the car class. Let's say make, I'm going to say a Ford. Let's say F-150, and let's say a year of 2022. Okay, I'm going to come down here and I'm going to say Tesla, and I'm going to use the electric class now. Here, I'm going to put the make as Tesla. We can say Model X. We can say 2021. Oh, that should be a number. And let's also say battery size. Let's say 100. Here you can see I have two objects, truck and Tesla. I'm going to take my truck object and I'm going to call the drive method, and I'm going to call the year check method. Let's just give it the year 2020. Okay, if I were to run that, it would work, but as a test, I also want to take truck, and I'm going to try and call the charger method, which we made inside our child class. When I run this code, you can see I'm getting an error. The first two, it's running, but I'm still getting issues. And then it's saying truck charger. That's because the car class, which the truck is using, it doesn't have that attribute. Okay, so I'm going to trash that. I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to come down here and I'm going to say Tesla. I'm going to show you that Tesla can also use year check because I'm inheriting it from the Superclass. All right, I'm going to say 2022 for the year check. And we can say Tesla, and I'm going to call charger. Charger can say 95. Tesla can use the year check because it's inheriting from the car class. Remember, inheritance unlocks all the methods in the superclass. So Tesla can use the superclass methods as well as its own unique methods. When we run this, you can see that it says newer car, that is the year check being called, as well as charging Model X. That's because we used the charger method. Pretty cool. So why would you bother with all this inheritance stuff? It seems complicated. I could just make a class for Tesla, a class for truck. Well, you could. But remember, you're lazy. Programmers are lazy. You want to find a way to reuse your code to make it more readable and reusable. And by creating this and using inheritance, it's the perfect way to reuse your classes and continue building. So I'm going to kind of wrap things up here. I don't want to overwhelm you in this episode. You've already been introduced to a lot of concepts. Don't overwhelm yourself. I know how that gets, and my students know how that gets. Slow down. In our episode, you were introduced to inheritance and superclasses that built on the last episode. So spend some time exploring. What could you do by creating inheritance? Try and create a few of your own classes. Hey, remember, this is already included in my handcrafted Python guide that I've made. All you need to do, it's in the description. Get yourself a free copy. Use it for your learning and studying. Well, that's all for this episode. I hope you guys found this useful and slightly enjoyable, because I know I have. And I can't wait to see you guys in a later episode. Until next one, I'll see you guys there.